All right. Welcome to class. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling with this great big wrap. We're going to be talking about woolies and all the different types of woolies that are available. And we're going to be looking at a little bit about the construction and how they're made, and maybe get some ideas of different types of projects that you can make with them. What do you think, Giselle? How do you feel about woolies? Do you use it very often?
Oh, are you kidding me? I think Woolies might have been, if not hometown, definitely Woolies was one of the first yarns I ever started working with. It felt so luxurious and affordable for having wool in it. And I am unfortunately a little sensitive to wools and sort of like hairier fibers. So this one I definitely can wear with more ease, hence the name Woolies.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for that. And just the range of colors they offer. Oh, I love it. I definitely love it.
Yeah, and another part of the ease in woolies is the ease of care, because you can put it in the washer and the dryer for the most part. There's only one that you can't unless if you want to, and we just talked about that one
Mhm.
in the previous class, the woolies roving. It is 100% wool, which is the only one that's 100% wool. But all the others you can put in the washer and the dryer, so they're easy to wear, they're easy to care for. So that makes them like really great projects to make for gifts, because when you give somebody a handmade project, you want to make sure you're giving them something that they're going to know how to take care of properly. So you don't want to give them a sweater that they're going to ruin. So something you want to think about. So that's that's another reason why woolies is so good.
That's right.
And some of the yarns are so thick that they work up so quickly that you can make amazing like Christmas holiday projects and
Mhm.
holiday gifts.
Yeah. So this is the thickest one. This one is called Wool Ease. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Wool Ease Wow.
Yes.
So and this one's pretty new, and I absolutely love this yarn. I want to make a sweater out of it. I know most people would probably not like that idea, but I want to go down needle size and make a very tightly knit sweater. So it's a number 7. So this is a number 7 yarn, which is a jumbo, and it's calling for a size 35 needle. So as Molly was saying,
Mhm.
you could knit this great big scarf and this great have a very dramatic piece to either have yourself or give as a gift. You can knit this up very quickly. Maybe even in a weekend, or maybe even in one Saturday if you have a lot of time to spend on it. But you could definitely work up a project this big and this nice very quickly. And this is called the Bold Knit Wrap. And I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see. Um, and if you go to Lion Brand, you can type that in and bring up the pattern. But I think you could also go down a needle size and knit it up very dense and make like a jacket. So when I say a sweater, I mean like a cardigan. So
Mhm.
think of it more like a coat or like an outerwear, not something you'd wear inside. What would you like to make sweaters, Giselle? You make a lot of
I
sweaters.
do. No, I love the intentionally big and dramatic stitch of this Woolies Wow.
Yeah.
I love this. I love drama.
Yeah. I love the
And like you
drama of
said,
it.
like an outer piece is a perfect way to do something in this. And the twist in the yarn also gives it a really nice stitch definition. So you don't have to do much. You don't have to, you could do a very basic, even this in like a stockinette or in a very basic stitch, it'll give you a really nice definition. And not only in the wow, but also in regular woolies, thick and quick.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a great yarn because the texture, the 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 twist itself has so much texture that you don't have to do that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I would love to do a nice fun cropped little sweater that is very in right now. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know we also have one of that Ariana Grande big hoodie that she posted a few months ago. We have a pattern in that as well, and it's a very big, dramatic, oversized hoodie. That's
Yeah.
super fun.
Really fun. All those, I mean, you want to make I really I like fashionable pieces that
Mhm.
kind of lean into classic techniques and classic fashion. So, something like, handmade knitted items that are also trendy and current and fashionable for today. No, that's just right up my alley. I love it. And so here's the twist that Giselle was talking about. And you can see it's just 4 plies of 4 single plies that are gently, very like gently twisted together. And that's what gives you such a nice soft twist. And it works up in these great big stitches, which are just so nice and so soft. And yeah, and this is one of my favorite colors for like
That's
fall and winter.
flex. Yes.
I love this color. This is one
And
of my
interestingly enough, when you untwisted that, I have seen people untwist them and make separate balls, separate skeins with the different strands of this because it's so loosely knit. They're all they're roving once you
Yeah.
untwist them. And you can make you can make something else.
You could felt with them.
You can felt. Ooh, there we go.
Well, you could needle felt. You
Needle
couldn't
felt, yes, yes, yes.
because it's mostly acrylic. This one it's 20%
Wool.
wool and 80% acrylic. So, and that's what makes it washer. Well, this one is suggesting to hand wash. So this one is suggesting to hand wash, lay flat to dry. And the main reason that is because it is so loosely plied.
Right.
That if you put it in the washing machine, it's going to become very fuzzy very fast. So even though it is mainly acrylic, and even though acrylic yarn can be technically, it's not going to shrink if you wash it and dry it. If you wash and dry this, it because of the looseness and the softness of it and the loftiness, it's going to get fuzzy and get pilled very fast. But I hand wash everything I make. I don't. If I've spent all that time making something, I don't put it in the washing machine because I want it to last as long as possible. So that's what I do.
You give it a little more love.
Yeah, give it a little bit more love. But yeah, this one is it's really a nice. This is one of my favorite new yarns. So I love teaching with this yarn. I frequently teach with this yarn because it's so big that it's really easy to see what your stitches look like. And if you're teaching, it's easy for the students also to see the stitches. So
that's right.
It comes in 13 different colors. And this is it's not available in Michael's stores. It's only available online. So if you go online, you can look at all the colors that are available. You can trust me when I say it's super soft and really plush and very nice. And you just have it delivered right to your house. What could be easier?
I love it. It's a great throw. You could do some nice lap gans.
I would want a cabled pillow out of this.
Yeah.
Like, especially Darren, the colors you have there are Gryffindor colors. And so I would want like a Gryffindor color.
Oh, there we go.
Cabled knit pillow case.
That would be great. I think you should totally make one of those, Molly.
Yeah, maybe I should try like making something first.
Yeah, me at cables, I'm not there yet, but
there's a class for that. I think somebody teaches a class.
I've attended it several times.
Any other questions about it or any other ideas?
No, but we can definitely speak to we were talking a little bit about the specs of Woolies Thick and Quick, or the whole Woolies family. And like I said, I love the little bit of wool that it has in it. So most of the Woolies products consist of 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So that's, again, the ease of wearing it, the ease of carrying, it all comes from that composition. And later on, we'll speak about our newest member of the family, which we're all very excited about because it's 100% wool. So that's called Woolies Roving Origins, which is what Darren was working with before. Oh my gosh, what is that you have on?
This is Woolies Thick and Quick.
Thick and Quick, yes.
Well, I actually have I have a sweater I made out of Woolies Thick and Quick. I should have pulled it out. I don't have the pattern there to share, so I didn't like to. But I love a thick, chunky sweater, and I know a lot of people maybe don't love them as much because they're not slimming. I mean, it's not a slimming look, but I love how cozy and soft and snuggly it is to have a nice, big, thick, chunky sweater. So what do you think?
I love them. I absolutely love them. That's all. I made a really nice hot pink one, color blocked, and it just makes me happy. But yeah, like to your point, some people might think it just adds weight, but you can make it cropped, you can make it just voluminous, just
Mhm.
to combat some of that. But I know this, again, is in one of the beautiful colors. I believe that's in succulent,
Succulent,
which
yeah,
is a gorgeous color.
yeah.
And no, I mean, that actually doesn't even, I was surprised. I thought that was maybe the roving because it doesn't look so thick.
Yeah, it's knitted a little looser, so maybe that's what's giving it such a nice drape.
Maybe a bit a drape, yes.
Yeah. But this is Wool Ease Thick and Quick. And this might be one of the best known members of the Woolies family, wouldn't you think, or no?
It is, and of Lion Brand as a company, it is our #1 selling article.
So
It is our top selling yarn.
before I really was into knitting, I was just barely learning how. I was teaching myself. One of the girls I worked with said, "Oh, my mother uses this yarn called Thick and Quick. It's by Woolies." And so she didn't really know much about it because it was her mother that was using it. But
I
that
love
was
it.
over 20 years ago. So this yarn's been around, I guess, for at least 20 years.
Yes, and it's had a couple of different label iterations. I believe this might be the third or the fourth.
Fourth.
Yes, this is the fourth iteration, which is really beautiful. It's so heritage. It really lets the colors pop. But like I said, it's our #1 yarn for a reason. And the one that you're holding now, it's one of the multis, one of the prints. And then
Hmm.
there's tweeds, like that green one that you have.
I love
And
this one. I
yeah, that
love
one
this
is
one.
so rich. Love, love, love. So
So
yeah,
we'll,
and
oh, go
just
ahead.
no, no, no. there's so much to say and to
Yeah.
talk about with Woolies Thick and Quick. I
Sure.
mean, also one of the main selling features here is the price. I mean, I know on Michaels.com you can find them for $8.99 each. So that price for that amount of yardage and the grams there, I think it's a super great deal. You get a lot of yardage, but even if you have to get a few skeins for a bigger project, I think it's totally doable.
Mhm.
And I mean, that one, what's the color of that?
This one is called Jam Cookie. So if you like
Uh,
jam
yeah,
cookies, then
I
you're all
know.
set.
I mean, me and everyone else loves Hudson Bay, but it's got so many
Hudson Bay is
beautiful,
popular.
yes, colors in there.
I like this one because it's very fall.
Yeah.
Happy
Yes,
fall is very neat.
yeah, I do like that deep red in there. But no, I look at them and there's so many projects that come to my head that I want to make.
You could do anything. So Woolies, the Thick and Quick, it's a number 6. It's a super bulky yarn, and it's recommending that you use either a size 13 for knitting or an N13 for crochet. So it's going to work up very, very fast. And one thing I do want to point out is there are different types of colors available, as Giselle was talking about. There are 25 solid colors and the solid colors and the tweeds. So there's 25 solid colors and tweeds. There's 15 prints and prints, stripes, and metallics, and 16 different variegated ones that are available on Michaels.com. Now, I don't know if all the colors are available in all of the stores. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I do know that most of these are available in the store. So you should definitely go in and look at the colors that are available. And that when you see them in person, they're even better. But one thing I want to let you know about, because these the ones that are have the color features on them, they're more expensive to produce. So to keep
Right.
everything the same price, these do have less yardage on them. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is I don't want somebody to, like, this one has 106 yards. And then if you make a project and you use like 5 of these to make a project, and then you want to make it again and you buy 5 of these, you're not going to have the same yardage. So just with the different ones with the color features like this, double check the yardage and make sure that you're getting the correct amount of yardage. This one has 87 yards, 80 meters, or 140 grams, which is a lot. And this one, the solids and the tweeds have 106 yards, 97 meters, and 170 grams. So you can see the difference, but sometimes you don't notice that when you just pick them up. So I like to point that out because I don't want anyone to be surprised. No surprises.
And quick question, can we use these on a knitting loom or is it too
Yeah.
thick? No,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would think some knitting looms have very, very small pegs though. So you make, but if you're
Right.
using a more standard one with a more standard size or the larger peg, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, and you
And
can knit, crochet, you could do weaving, you can do all kinds of different crafts with it. So you're only limited by your imagination, really.
right. Oh, I've seen someone on Instagram do really beautiful wall hangings with all different rovings and gauges of sort of like a woven design or whatnot. But yes, so versatile.
Was that
Yeah.
person Darren?
It was not
Yeah, that may
Darren.
have been me because I do that too. You can kind of see back there, I have a wall hanging back there hanging.
Yes.
And back there's a lot of woolies in that one actually. There's a lot. I like the thicker. I use some of the woolies wow and some of the woolies thick and quick because it really gives that full plump texture and it's really fun to work with.
And we were mentioning the CYC that it says 6 chunky, but when you look at that and then you look at your sweater, it totally does not, people should not shy away from making garments because it's very flattering. And just yeah, like we said, we could use it as an outerwear piece or a more of a obviously and a topper or things like that.
Yeah, and if you're in the office and it's chilly in the office because people keep the air conditioner on, if you just keep this on the back of your chair, then you'll always be comfortable.
And Darren, we need to make sure that we're checking dye lots if we're purchasing multiple skeins, right?
Yeah, if you're making a sweater or something, it is nice if the dye lots all match. So you do it's nice to double check the dye lots. But if the dye lots don't match, that's not the end of the world either. You can just kind of alternate the skeins. You can alternate the rows to kind of blend them out. So there's always a way to work around it. Especially in these colorful ones. If the dye lot's not the same, you're not going to see it as much. So what kind of projects would you recommend for this, Giselle? What do you think?
I mean, for beginners, definitely fun hats and cowl sets. I mean, a cowl, even if it's not knit in the round or crocheted in the round, you could totally just do a big rectangle and sew it up the side. What have I made with it recently?
I've made house slippers out of it. I really like a nice fuzzy house slipper. And I also in the knitting class that I teach, the knitting 103 class, we do mittens, but we use a different yarn, but this would also be suitable for that knitting pattern. So a nice chunky mitten to keep your hands warm, or like a nice house slipper, I think would be fun.
Yeah, so many things. I know we just holidays were just behind us, but I know I've seen a lot of cute stockings, Christmas stockings with them, even the tree skirts. I saw a couple of patterns of those, but really super versatile.
Yeah.
And for like kids projects too, like it doesn't have to be just knitting and crocheting. Like you could make some really cute pom-poms out of this, or like make up, like even like today's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And you could definitely make like a cute pom-pom wreath in the shape of a heart using some of the like more fun pinks and purples and reds and stuff, and garlands.
Oh yes, we have a really nice we have a nice red and white combo called Red Beacon, I believe.
Yeah,
that's a really nice color combo.
Right. I mean, I also like think of all of the garments that you can make like to represent your school and like your kids' school and like stuff like that. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, there are actually, because there are so many colors available, this is one of the main yarns people go to for like college colors and different school colors and different things.
So when you're out there, I mean, I know the Super Bowl just happened, but when you're out there in like the cold cheering on your team, you're like, it's easy to wash if you get beer on it and stuff, but it's also really warm.
Yeah.
But because it's so chunky too, it just knits up so easily. So you could so quickly make like a medium-sized throw and bring it to you to tailgating and to all your kids' football or sporting events.
Exactly.
Leave it in the car.
Buy Michael's, pick up a skein on the way to a game, and by the time you're there,
done.
You could have a hat easily. Yeah. So this one is machine wash. You can put it in the dryer. No ironing. You don't really want to iron knitted projects anyway because it
Right.
flattens out the texture. But yeah, this one is also, it's very loose, kind of a, let me see if I can find one where I get the end. It's very gently plied, so it gives it that really soft, plush, kind of lofty feel.
Yes.
It's plied a little bit tighter than the Wool Ease Wow, but this one only has 2 plies. So it's two
Mhm.
single plies that are spun, and of course this one's spun with the different colors in it. And then those 2 plies are plied together. I mean, not super loose, but fairly loosely, and that's what gives it that great texture and that really nice, soft, lofty feel. So sometimes the way yarn is constructed can really change, even if it's all made out of the same fibers. The way that it's constructed can change the way that it feels and the way that it behaves and the way it acts. So this is definitely one of the favorites.
For sure. Which one do you have on deck next? Woolies, worsted weight?
Yes. So
Ooh.
here is the Wool Ease worsted weight. And
Yeah.
this one is a number 4. And it's calling for a size 8 knitting needle or a J10 crochet hook. So for knitting I've used this so many times. I make everything out of this.
This is the one that started it all, right? This is the
I think
original.
so.
Yes, this is the OG.
And from her, a
Mhm.
family was born. A whole brand was
The whole
born out of
brand.
these.
Yes. So, I mean, when you look at this, I mean, you honestly do think and feel like it's 100% wool because it's, I
Yeah.
mean, but a nice soft washed wool. Uh, Most of the colors have a soft heather to them,
Yeah.
which is just, it's such a
Classic
sophisticated,
feel, yeah.
classic color palette. It's so
Agreed.
beautiful. I love that arrow wood, which is similar to the Woolies Wow, the color that you were wearing, that like mustardy color.
Mhm.
But and there's a beautiful still water, and yes, that
We
aqua.
love mustard here at Lion Brand.
Yes, we do.
We are big fans.
And there's a lot of
Shout out to
beautiful,
Mike.
yes, Madison mustard.
So this
I
one,
love neutrals too, and here there's so many beautiful linens, and there's one called Antler, which is this great, like really beautiful, um, wash like a pumice stone type of thing. Um, and there's one called Icicle and Oatmeal, just super classic, like you said, Molly, and sophisticated, really, really pretty. So anything you make out of this is gonna look expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, the color palette really
Mhm.
speaks to the longevity and the legacy of the yarn
Mm-hmm.
because all the colors are classic and and beautiful and fit in sort of any trend and
Yes.
like you can find them anywhere.
So there are about 20 colors available, and it comes in solids and heathers.
Yes.
And
21 to be exact. Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
And if you want to look at the construction of this one is plied a little bit, it has a little bit of a tighter twist, but you can see it does have that nice fuzzy, really cozy.
I was gonna
And
say
it's
that halo
four,
is pretty
it's
great.
4 single plies that are plied to give that construction. And it is plied a little tighter. So this one is a little bit more hard wearing. So it's not going to peel as fast. And projects made out of this one are going to be very durable and really hold up very nice over the years. So I might be more willing to put this in the washing machine, but if I handmade something out of this, I would still probably hand wash it. That's just how I am, though.
Yes. No, I hear you. But right, you said it was a 4-ply, and I know in some European and Australian terms they go more by plies. So this is your very classic 4-ply worsted weight yarn. And again, oh my gosh, value $5.99 for these guys. Can you imagine? And I know Michael's does some really nice sales. So you buy 2, get 150% off. Sometimes they're just 25% off on each of the balls of yarn. So value central here.
30%
And
off.
Michael's always has a coupon. There's always a coupon
Yeah, right
available.
now there's a buy one, get one 50% off. So
Mm.
definitely go on there and try this out if you haven't already.
It has 197 yards, 85 grams, and that works out to 180 meters. So there's a lot on here. I love to do Fair Isle projects out of this,
Ooh.
and also cables work up beautifully in this. Even though it's fuzzy, it's still smooth enough that it gives a really nice, clean, crisp stitch definition. Actually, even though it does have that slight fuzz, it's more of a cable ply, I think. It has a beautiful stitch definition. So if you want to make lace, cables, Fair Isle, anything like that, this is a good choice, I really think. Have you crocheted with it, Giselle?
Yes, what have I done? I actually made little coasters with a few of them that I had laying around.
Hmm.
That was fun. What else have I
Yeah,
made?
home goods also. You could do pillows or actually I should show the project that I have. I have this great thing. I didn't make any of these projects, by the way. They were sent to me by the design department.
Yes.
These are all kind of current projects, but this really
That's beautiful.
if you can see this.
And that's crochet, little like little clusters.
Little clusters, yeah. And it's well, there's different stitches. This one
I
here
see.
just, yeah. There's
Mhm.
different
But that middle
stitches.
one where the mustard color, it's a really nice, because it's hard to get a dense fabric out of crochet sometimes. So that's a really nice way to close up stitches if you just want to crochet and you don't knit. Because sometimes I'm more of a crocheter and I've been knitting the last couple of years, and I've known, I like the look of knitted garments, but I crochet much quicker. So when I want to do a quick project, I'll definitely crochet. But I sometimes do like the look of a more dense and closed up fabric. So that's really nice. I'm gonna have to get that pattern.
That's
Can I use
Molly.
Could this be a scarf? Could it be a wrap? It's supposed to be a throw, but could you wear it for a wrap? You think?
That's the one that's in
Sure.
the shape of a pencil, right?
Yeah,
That's so
That's
cool.
so cute.
it's a
Very-
pencil. So it has the pink for the eraser, and then there's the
Oh, a little bit of black at the bottom for the
yeah,
lead.
for the lead. But
Very cute. That's such a
I'm thinking-
sophisticated
I'm thinking a scarf.
school.
I'm thinking I
Yeah.
want to wear it as a wrap though too. So I think it could be very versatile.
Yes, you could be like Lenny Kravitz and wear your big dramatic scarf outside.
It's very, very fashionable, right?
Yes, love. Oh, I make little ear warmers with this a lot because, again, there's so many colors that I just want to buy them all, but I'll sometimes just get one of each color. So I'll just make smaller projects. So yeah, little ear warmers, hats, and it's really nice and warm because of the wool in there.
It is actually, it's kind of cold in my room where I am here, and I put this on, it actually is very warm. It's kind of nice
Yeah.
to snuggle under it.
Yes, yes. I think we're trying to get the pattern for that one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it on Michael. There, is it?
Are there any questions? We haven't been taking questions. Are there any questions about like what projects would be good, or the care of any of the yarns we've talked about? Are there any questions? That I always like to take questions and see what people are
Yes,
thinking.
yes. Oh, earlier, Maybell wanted to know if you could finger knit. I think mostly with the Woolies Thick and Quick. So I told her
Yeah,
maybe if you double strand it, right? You could do some
Yeah.
finger knitting.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about a single strand? Would that be a little loose?
You could try it. I always recommend do a swatch and see. If it turns out how you like, then
Okay.
yes, and if it doesn't, then maybe like double strand it, or try some experiments and see what
For
happens.
sure with the Woolies, wow, that could be
Yeah.
a great finger knitting
Yeah, I
yarn.
think so. I've never really done I've done arm knitting before, but I've never done finger knitting.
Oh right, yeah. Oh yes, and Lisa Ferguson, yes, worsted is good for Fair Isle. Fair Isle, you mentioned, right?
Yeah, I love Fair Isle. It's one of my favorites, and this one. Well, the color choice is so good because you can always get the colors will look good together, but you want that nice contrast so you can really see the beautiful, the stitches and the patterns.
Yes. Yeah, I'm loving that pencil.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Nope, just nice, lots of thumbs up.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fair Isle,
Yes. Ooh.
do we have a Woolies Fair Isle project to show?
Maybe.
I don't want to disrupt your order, but I just thought good segue.
Good segue.
Perhaps we do. Getting quite a stack of yarn over here on my floor, which is not anything unusual.
No, I think creativity requires chaos. I've
For
come
sure.
to accept.
Yeah, try to convince other people. Most people don't believe that.
That's
Definitely true for me.
But
So
so Darren,
this-
weren't you part of the development process of this yarn?
I'm sorry?
Weren't you part of the development process for this yarn?
Yeah, I was part of the development for this one and Woolies Wow. And so here is a sweater that is made. This one it's called Woolies Fair Isle. I always have to be careful because I say Fair Isle. With my accent, I say feral, which makes it sound like it's like out of control yarn, like wild
That's
yarn living in an
totally
alley with
different
cats
kind of
or
yarn.
something.
Oops.
Yeah. So it's Fair Isle, and I designed the hat and
Yeah.
the hand warmers, and there was a cow that went with it. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it's in the back of the label.
Okay, yeah, so there's a cow. You can make all of those, I think. I'm not gonna say it. I thought I did them all out of one ball of yarn,
Yeah,
but now
you
I'm
You
not
did,
sure.
yes. We were all astonished by that.
Okay, yeah. So all of those out of one ball of yarn, and they all work up a little bit differently. So depending on, so you don't have to change colors. You don't have to have any ends to weave in.
Right.
You don't have to know how to do Fair Isle. All you have to do is know how to knit or crochet, and it's going to work up in its own pattern. Now, depending, this is something you need to remember,
Mhm.
depending on how tight or how loose you either knit or crochet, it could change it. So if you and your friend are both making the sweater, if you knit looser or tighter or crochet looser or tighter, your design will actually look different than your friend's design, even if you're using the same hook and the same yarn. It just really depends on the tension and the gauge that you're working in. So it could be a bit of a surprise. So, and each one I think is going to work up as an individual and be very unique.
I think that's great because then you can make a pattern, follow a pattern with your friend
Mhm.
and still have and still not totally match.
Yeah.
And like my best friend and I, her especially, she hates it when we match. And because we have similar tastes, so we match a lot. We end up so she would love something like this actually. She really would.
I would put this on, but I think it's too small for me. So
Can you you may have touched on it, but can you crochet with this as well?
oh yeah, you can. And again, if you crochet with it, because the crochet stitches use a little bit more yarn and they're shaped differently, you're going to get a complete different look, but it's going to be along the same vein. You know, it's going to be a similar look, but it's going to be very, so if you make a crocheted hat and then you make a knitted hat out of the same yarn, you're going to get a very different look from it. But it's always going to be, it's going to work up in this beautiful kind of fair imitation faux Fair Isle look.
Yes.
You can see each section kind of works up a little different anyways. So, and then you get the solid stripes to kind of break it up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that, Giselle? Didn't you, wasn't this kind of something you were thinking about once?
Yes, I saw it in the market and I said, hey guys, what about this? And I think we have something similar to it in the Vanna's world. But yeah, I'll take that.
I feel like you had
And
an idea about that.
yes.
And this one is a number 4. So you could mix this with Wool's worsted. So if you have a Wool's worsted color
Yes.
that you want, you could do stripes alternating between them. That could be really fun. So they're pretty much the same gauge. This one calls for a size 8 needle for knitting and a J10 for crochet. So it's still going to work up pretty fast. I like a worsted weight. There's a lot on here though. Let me double check the
Yes.
yardage.
think
There
300
is
almost 350.
348 yards, which makes 318 meters and 150 grams.
Yes, it's a very generous.
It's a nice.
Yes. And so this is only available on michaels.com. So it's great that you're showing them, that you're showing the projects and it on the camera because you won't be
If
able
I
to go to the
can-
store for it.
I love
Yeah,
the
so there we go. Sorry, I couldn't quite figure it out before.
Yeah, no, no, no. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love one ball projects. And here you get multiple projects with one ball.
And if when you go online to look for it, instead of seeing like a picture of the ball of yarn like this, how it's traditionally shown online, what you're going to see is what's called a knit down. You're going to see this kind of see
Oh,
this
right.
this bit right here. So then that way, when you look at it, you're going to be able to just get an idea of how it's going to work up. And again, it's not going to work up exactly like this because everybody's tension's a little different, but it's going to work up in these separate different little panels, these different kind of sections. And then yours will be a little different than everybody else's. So that's kind of the good news, I think.
Yeah, that's the beauty of knitting and crocheting.
Yeah. And sorry. This one has, I think it has, how many colors does it have on
This is
16 colors, right?
and 12 colors.
12 colors.
Yes.
That has 12 colors. But I think this purple is really fun. I love a purple.
Yes. It's what's that one? Oh, that one. Oh yeah. And I love that the gray with like mauvey color.
And this one has 3 colors. It has
Yeah.
the
Oh, that's
mauve,
what
the
I
gray,
believe
and the white.
I believe that's the sweater. The sweater is made out of that one. So you could definitely.
No, this sweater isn't. This sweater is
Oh, no, no,
No,
no.
the projects on the
the
label.
project on the ball
Yes,
are made
the
out of
projects
that
on the
one.
labels
Yeah.
are, yes.
So
And I believe, yeah, I think Nikki has another project on the website with that
Yeah, the
color.
sweater, well, with the sweater she's wearing, she's
Ah,
actually,
right. Just not the sweater that Darren has right
yeah, our
there.
social media marketer
Yes.
is modeling that sweater on when
Mhm.
you go to look at the pattern.
Yes.
and you can see the stitch definition is also nice on this.
Yeah.
The yarn is really the feature, so I don't know that I would want to do cables or anything with this, but
No, this is one of those beauties where the yarn does the work for you.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is the basic stockinette or a normal half double crochet, and you're good to go.
you know, if you did garter stitch, that would change the whole look too. That might be a complete fun look
Oh.
too. If you tried something
Or
in
if
garter stitch.
in crochet, I'm loving the moss stitch or the linen stitch, which kind of gives it kind of like those little V's and it closes up the fabric a little
Mhm.
more than some other traditional crochet stitches. So this would look great in a moss
Yeah, and
stitch.
it'll give it a complete different look. So, but Fair Isle is one of my favorites. So I think anything that's gonna lean into Fair Isle, I'm there for it. So I
Yes.
really,
I know, I gotta get that on my queue of projects to do.
Well, it's so
really,
exciting
really
because
love it.
people are gonna be like, wow, you did all that color work?
Yes.
You're gonna be like, yeah, sure.
Yes, 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 I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Any questions? Any questions about the Woolies Fair Isle? About the way it works up, about the tension, the different stitch ideas?
No, I think people are just really loving all the different varieties of woolies. So let's keep it going.
Okay, so this one might look familiar because we have
Mhm.
a class. We just did a class on this one. This one is Woolies Roving. Now this one is different because this one is 100% wool. And so to maintain the original shape of the yarn, you do want to very gently hand wash it. I would recommend washing it in cold water.
Mhm.
Very, very gently, basically soaking it. Like you don't want to scrub it, you don't want to agitate it, you don't want to do anything rough with it. And then you can wash it and basically I'd like to do it in the bathtub. I'll
Mhm.
put my hand washables in the tub with a nice wool wash or some detergent, and then basically just kind of swirl them around in the water and just kind of let the water kind of swirl through them. If you get a stain, you could pre-treat them with some like spray on stain, but you don't want to do anything like this. You want to make sure you're being very, very gentle, and then you'll be able to maintain the structure of the stitches and the integrity of the yarn. So, and then to lay flat to dry, when you have a sweater or something that is knitted and it's full of water, it's going to be very, very heavy and very wet. So you don't want to lift it out of the tub and let it stretch, because if it stretches, it might end up stretching out of shape a bit. So the best way to do it is to drain all the water away, gently press as much water out of it as you can. You don't want to wring it or anything, just kind of press it, and then get a really fluffy, like a big fluffy bath towel, and lay it out. And then, like a newborn baby, very gently pick up your sweater so that it's not hanging or anything. Stretch it out in that towel, like not stretch it, but lay it out in that towel. Roll it up like a jelly roll. And then what I do then is I just put it on the floor and I walk on it, just put my weight on it. And then the water is being pressed out of the sweater into the bath towel that's very absorbent. And then you'll be surprised when you unroll it, it feels like it's almost dry at that point. And then you can lay it out on like your dining table, or if you have a space on the floor, or somewhere you want to lay it out, not on your bed because you don't want that water to soak into your bedspread, but lay it out somewhere that's not absorbent. Kind of reshape it into, the right shape that you want it to be, and let it dry. You can put a fan on it to help it to dry faster. You could, depending on how you want it to look, you could pin it out and reblock it and make sure everything is just like, if it's lace, you might want to, but that's how you hand wash stuff. It's really not that, it does take a little extra time, but it's not hard. It's actually not a very hard thing to do.
Right. And so you mentioned that it's 100% wool, and it's not only that, but it's 100% the roving origins. The origins of the label comes from it being 100% traceable wool. So this gives you peace of mind because it's verified as responsibly and ethically sourced. So this is almost part of our sustainable collection, or not really sustainable, but
Sustainable, ethical.
Exactly, ethical, and we know how the sheeps are treated, that they're treated very well. So we're really loving this new addition to the Woolies family.
Yeah, so I'm unwinding it a little bit. So you can see this one is when you call it a single ply, that's kind of a funny thing, because plying is a verb that means two things that are twisted around each other. So if it's a single ply, it's not really a ply, but
oxymoron.
Yeah, that's kind of how people refer to it. So it's a funny thing, but it's just a single, and it's very lofty. It's kind of a woolen spun where the fibers are all just kind of in there. It gives it that fuzzy, lofty, there's a lot of air trapped in it, which really gives it that nice insulating feel. So
yes, it'll be super soft and plush and supple.
It's very soft, yeah, very lush and very very nice. I really like working with the single ply. I like the way it looks. I like the texture that it gives. Some people don't like it, so I recommend giving it a chance and to see. But I really love a single ply. It's one of my favorites. Do you like a single ply, or do you prefer
heritage too? And it's very I know for some people who are a little intimidated and going into local yarn shops because they're a little more pricey, but this is definitely something that you could find, and not even actually, because this is a really great value. It's 5 ounces and it's $11.99 for 100% wool, which is a really good value for such a nice soft like intentional wool, I kind of like to say. Also the color palette in here is beautiful. Really nice blush, a gorgeous lilac. Then you could I want to do something with the lilac, the cream, and the navy. I think that's a beautiful color combination right there.
And then just as a throwback to our previous class, if you wanted to felt, or if you're going to use a fulling technique, all of those hand washing tips that I gave, just forget all of them and just put it in the washing machine with your jeans and your sneakers, and throw caution to the wind and see what happens. And that's a whole other ball game. So, but that's not what you do to your sweater. That's what you do if you're making a project like a bag or a pillow or something, but you don't make a sweater and do that. You will not be happy.
Right.
So this one has 299 yards on it, which is a lot.
That's a lot. That's so nice. I love to get girthy balls of yarn, especially such high and good quality.
And it comes in 14 different colors. I think this one has 14 colors. Yeah.
Yes, 14 really beautiful colors. And again,
this would be a great one to mix and match with, to like do color play with, because everything goes together.
Yeah, and this sort of traditional roving worsted wool, you don't see many colors out there. They're typically more in your naturals, browns and, you know, off whites, but these colors, oh, so beautiful. Ooh, so
And
this is a cute tote
this is a
bag.
yes, this is a project idea for this yarn. It's a crocheted bag. Of course, you could make a knitted bag just as easily. And this is, you know, you get a great stitch, even though it's a fuzzy, even though it's a single ply and it's fuzzy, you still get a great stitch definition. I love wool. Wool is my favorite. So I'm definitely going to I want to do some Fair Isle out of this. I want to do some cables. I love working with wool. And this will be perfect for like one of those Icelandic yoke sweaters with the yoke that goes across with all the fun Fair Isle designs. That's probably what I'm going to do out of this. I love this. I just love it.
Yes.
A single ply wool, I'm there for it. It's my favorite.
You know, what am I gonna make? Definitely nothing Icelandic or nothing where it's too many colors involved, but I don't know.
We should do a knit along. You and I should make Icelandic sweaters together.
Oh my gosh, as long as you promise to always be near me and give me direction.
I will be. We'll meet in the office and
Yes,
we'll compare
that's
notes. We'll
for
do it.
sure.
But yeah, so really good, really
Oh, and
fun.
in black, you never see black wool.
Yeah, not very often. You really don't see it as often as you
Yeah,
think.
gorgeous. So yeah, you definitely need a lamp or knit or crochet in the daylight because it will strain your eye a bit, but so chic.
So chic, yeah.
Oh, a black and white
Why
something.
don't you see black wool often?
Because again, it's hard to knit or crochet with black.
Right.
And I think with this black wool, it's I've never seen it this saturated.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Any
ooh,
questions
that's-
about Woolie's roving?
that was fun. No. Mm-mm.
So just remember that one is 100% wool. All of the other woolies, I think all of them are 80% wool and I'm sorry, 80% acrylic and
Mhm.
20% wool.
That's
So
right.
this one is the one that's 100%. So just make
Mhm.
sure when you're buying it that you check the label and you're sure that don't let the woolies name distract you, but just remember it is 100% wool for this one.
Right.
Now, this is another one. This is a worsted weight as well in the Woolies family. And this one has, it recommends a size 8 for knitting and a J for crochet. It's a size 4, it's worsted weight. You get, gosh, I can't even see this. My eyes are getting tired. You get 85 grams and 196 yards on this ball of yarn. You can see the colors that I have here are very nice. This is a recycled version. And this one, the acrylic and the wool are both pre-consumer waste. So it's yarn or different fibers that are salvaged during the manufacturing process. So they've not been used in the, I'm not sure how to say it. It's not post-consumer, so it's not like it's been salvaged from,
Like
used
recycled
items.
bottles or something, right? Because
Yeah,
there's
it's
another yarn out there that is made from recycled plastic water bottles, and all that material sort of melted down and respun or whatnot.
respun,
But
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
but
so
this, it's not that.
it's pre-consumer, so it's used from, so that way it helps to eliminate the waste. Less of that is going into the landfills because we're able to salvage it and use it as yarn, and it's every bit as soft and every bit as nice as the regular woolies. And
Yeah, and some people have that misconception that everything recycled is post this is pre, what did you say this was?
this is pre-consumer, so this
Right, so people
is
think
salvaged
that it's
before it reaches the market.
right, all things that are brought back, and there could be kind of like a skeeve factor in there, but no, this is all from the mills, which
Great.
no, I know, which I like that too because it's not worked up and it's not put through the process and then brought back to break it down and respin it. This is actually all done, yeah, from the recycled materials. That's a really nice concept. Great sustainability.
So this is another one that it's 4 small plies. This one actually is twisted, seems to be twisted a little tighter. This is definitely a cable ply.
Ah.
And so this one you get a very, very crisp and nice stitch definition. So for cables, for lace, for any kind of stitch pattern that you really want to show off, this one is going to really let your work shine and be the star of the show. I think this would also be great for Fair Isle. It has just enough of that fuzzy texture that the stitches will kind of be able to, cozy up to each other very nicely. I'm not sure, how many colors does this come in? I don't know if
Yeah, that one is a bit more limited in
6, I think.
colors, only 6, I think, just because of they're more limited in the color selection because of the recycled nature of it.
And is this available online or in stores?
It's only online.
Only online, okay.
Yeah, 7. All right. So that might be 7 normally gives you a row. So this actually might be going to the stores, but right now it's only online.
Only online. Yeah, and the Woolies roving we talked about before this, that's available in the store. So you can go
That's
in.
correct, yes.
You can touch it, you can snuggle up to it, you can.
Yes. So right now the 3 Woolies families, the 3 Woolies yarns that are available in the brick and mortar stores are the Woolies worsted weight, the Woolies thick and quick, and the Woolies roving origins. Those 3.
Okay, the Fair Isle's not available in the stores.
Not in the store, no,
Okay.
unfortunately. But order it and get it shipped directly to you.
You know what's better than that? When you order something and they deliver it right to your house, I love it. Like
I know.
and sometimes I forget I ordered something and it shows up and it's like a
And
little
it's
surprise.
Christmas.
It's like, yay, I bought myself a present. It's a surprise. I forgot.
know. That's a beautiful rose color.
Yeah.
And it has like a little sheen to it.
It has a very gentle sheen. It's not shiny, but
Right.
let's see if I know with this light on it. It's I don't know if that helps or makes it worse, but it doesn't really have it's not shiny, but it does have a sheen.
Yeah.
So
we don't
very
recommend it to be interchangeable with the Woolies regular worsted weight because they do have a slightly different
So you can
construction.
kind of see the different, the way the light lays on them differently. So like here's the roving, and
Right.
so it does have a bit of a sheen, but it's not shiny. A lot of that too, the way that it's plied, because it's a smoother yarn, I think it can almost have that sheen because it's a smooth.
I love it. So what's well, we know what we know you love WoW. And what's your next favorite?
This might be my, I don't know.
Yes.
I do love this one. I love 100% wool.
Yes.
I do. This one might be my favorite, maybe.
It is. I have a few of those at my desk already.
Yeah, the Woolies Wow is pretty amazing. They're all good though. Thick and Quick. I've made the most stuff out of Thick and Quick, so I guess that should probably be my favorite. But this is my new favorite because it's
right, because it is new. So
yeah. What's your favorite? Which ones do you like the best?
I know. I mean, I just love looking at Thick and Quick too because of that twisted pattern.
Yeah, some of those prints are definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I love to look at it because
the color choice.
They're so vast. But yes, I think my number 2 is the roving. I love roving.
Yeah, I love a roving. A single ply wool, I'm there for it. I love it. What do you like, Molly? Which ones do you think?
I was gonna say I'm just so impressed by the Fair Isle.
Yeah.
And how easy that would make it for me, for our listeners, I'm a total beginner.
Yes.
So that would make it really easy to, impress everybody. And so I think that's the coolest one.
Yeah, it's really fun. It works out very nice.
But
they're all very soft and nice. I wish you guys could feel them, but if you go in the store, you can feel the ones that are in the store, and they all feel very similar, except the Woolies roving is different, but you can touch that one in the store. So just because it's the way that the yarn is processed is a little different than the other ones. But yeah, they're all very nice. They're all very soft.
And there's one that we have left out because we don't have any samples. And that is because it's brand new. It has just been purchased. It isn't even available in stores yet, but we promised you a little sneak peek. And while we don't have anything to physically show, it's called Woolies Air. And it will be coming to Michael's in stores, I believe.
Yes.
In the next couple months. So keep an eye out for it. Darren, do you want to talk about it a little?
I actually made a project for the production team out of Wool-Ease Air, and it's very, very fuzzy and fluffy. So if you think about what like a silk mohair looks like, that's going to give you the kind of look that the Wool-Ease Air is going to have. It's going to be a very fuzzy, fluffy, nice. It's very fun to work with, and it gives you. It's a great. It's again. It's a little bit different than the rest of them because it has that fuzzy kind of mohair. It doesn't have any mohair in it, but it has that look. It's kind of like a faux mohair-ish.
I know, I can't wait to play with it.
Yeah, it's really, yeah, you're gonna love it. I love it.
Yes. And oh, so going back to the roving, someone wants to know how color fast the black is.
I can't speak to the black. I would think it's color fast. I used a pink and a green and a lavender in a felted project, and when I washed them in the washing machine, the colors didn't bleed or fade at all. I'm gonna say it's color fast because of that, but I would recommend though using a if you're gonna do like stripes, like if you want to do black and white stripes and you're worried that it's gonna bleed, I would make a small swatch and just check it first. And you can always use one of those color catchers. It's like a fabric softener sheet, but it kind of catches any color or dye that bleeds out into the water. But if you hand wash it with a very gentle soap, I would use a detergent that's specifically made for wool. And I would use very cold water.
Yes. Oh, we'd love to hear from the viewers to know if they've used any Wool-Ease products and which ones are their favorites.
I'd also be curious as a beginner if I know we only have a couple minutes left,
Yeah.
but anything about like which yarns are better for which kinds of projects? We sort of touched on it a little, but like specifically comparing them to each other.
Oh, my computer got unplugged. I can't find my plug.
Like Wool-Ease Wow probably is not. I mean, I know we talked about chunky sweaters, but it's probably a little better for home deck than something like Wool-Ease Thick and Quick or Wool-Ease. Wool-Ease would be great for sweaters. Wool-Ease Thick and Quick is great for like projects that you need to work up quickly, like hats and gloves and that sort of stuff. But wow, and what would be good for brioche?
You know, I don't do a lot of brioche, but I would recommend probably one of the worsted weight ones because brioche tends to be more of a fluffy, kind of a puffy stitch. So I can't imagine doing brioche with Wool-Ease Wow. Although it might be fun. I'm not going to say don't do it. I would probably use either regular Wool-Ease worsted recycled, or probably the roving. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree. Because I know there's you need to go down a stitch or something like that, or go back. So there's a lot of it has a more of a texture, the brioche stitch. So I think
I know it's a beautiful stitch.
I think the roving would be gorgeous in it. Yeah, Wool-Ease roving.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anything else?
No, and I think we've wow, we covered so much. I can't believe we did an hour of just talking about Wool-Ease.
Well, there's so much to talk about. There's so many choices. I wish we could show all the colors. There's so many colors in all of them. So
seriously, but go on
Michaels.com. You can
go on Michaels.com and look at all the colors because that's really where it'll shine.
That's right.
But, yeah.
That's right.
And to Darren's point, if you order them on Michaels.com, you can have them delivered straight to your door. And you don't have to, here it is freezing cold today where we are in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go outside.
Nope.
Which I have strong regrets about having to do today.
Well, thank you, Darren. Thank you, Felicia, for hosting, and Molly for chiming in. And I think that's a wrap.
All right.
So remember, we could see this within 24 to 48 hours on Michaels.com. And until next time, bye, Darren.
Bye. Thanks for coming to class.
I know I'm waving too.